actually know what's going on here.
I literally have no idea.
Help.
We're 20 whatever. Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
And welcome back to 20 Whatever.
I feel like we always say this after we've had a little bit of a break, but we have so much to catch up on.
I know.
So much.
It's also, when we come back from a break, we also have no idea how to do the intro. That's also a thing.
That is a
What's
thing.
my line?
What's my line? I'm like, you're high. Okay, I'm hey. Okay, got it. Who's doing this? And listen, this was a second take. Let's just be honest with the people. This was a second take because we forgot what was going on.
As a collective,
And by we mean me.
I was trying to disperse the,
I appreciate
the blame.
it.
I know.
It's a collective
I know,
burden.
yeah. I'll take some blame.
I'll take some blame. I definitely wasn't me, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, we're back, ladies.
Yes, we are.
And it feels good to be back.
Yes. I mean, and again, not for you, because we're here every week.
I
but
know.
for us. I wonder if y'all can feel that. Can you feel the reuniting?
Yeah. Can you?
Why was I thinking, can you feel
The love on this
tonight?
couch.
Ooh. But also, that's a little spicy. Well, starting off strong.
Which question? Did you guys see the live action of that one?
Yes.
Lion King?
Yes.
And what did we think?
I loved it. I mean, I loved the soundtrack more than I liked the actual movie, but I
Agreed.
liked the movie. I thought it was good.
That soundtrack was
But
fantastic.
Beyonce was giving.
Yeah. And I honestly really, really like that live action because I feel like the other live actions that have come out didn't really do as justice as I had expected.
Right.
Like, for example, like Jungle Book, it just was like kind of different plot and just like different, like, I just wanted the live action of like what
I
this
wanted
old
what
story.
like the cartoon, but literally just people.
See, that's
Yeah.
actually why I didn't like it. For that exact
Oh,
reason.
really?
It was almost a shot-for-shot recreation of the animated version.
Right.
So to me, I was like, why does this need to exist?
Why does
Oh
this
my
exist?
gosh.
Okay,
but
that's
the soundtrack did kill it.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was great. But, and it's because it was different.
Mhm.
right.
But the movie was like almost the
Yeah.
same shots. And also they say live action, but it's all
But it's all animated.
CGI.
CGI. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what classifies as live action.
It was live action backgrounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they went out there and just like shot in a field and then we're like, all right, that's a wrap.
you did good job, everybody.
Good
Good
job,
job,
Brass.
Bird.
And you see, and that exact problem was with the live Mulan. Like, why were we not having the original characters from Mulan? Like the dragon and Shang. Like,
Right.
that loses my interest respectfully. Like,
No, right.
So you know what? Maybe we have a good idea. We keep somewhat to the story, but like a little bit of dash, like a
right,
plot
we changed the
twist.
plot twist. Okay,
Just a
well,
little bit. Like it was
this
a dream.
kind of goes into. I was going to ask, like the Snow White situation, Rachel Zegler.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Just like because I feel like that's a live action that's coming,
Yes.
right? And that's like the buzz. I don't know when it's supposed to actually come out.
I think this fall or this
Okay.
winter. Yeah.
So soon.
Pretty soon.
a video about that landed on my FYP, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, wrong FYP. I don't like this.
Right.
And it was basically like a little clip of Rachel Zegler's interview. And I honestly can't even remember exactly what she said, but it was like in passing. And then they were like, this woman was like, see, they're just really trying to like make this a woke story.
Right.
And can you
Because-
believe that she's a Latina and she's playing this
Right.
white girl? And I was like,
Hold on.
I don't like this. And I was like,
Yeah.
is this my FYP? Like, I
Right.
want the Latina to like be doing
Doing the
this.
thing,
And so
yeah.
they were like, and then in the comments, I was seeing people like, yeah, it just looks really woke. And as you can tell, they like cast like a lot of colored people. And I'm like,
Right.
and we're upset about
Right.
that is what I'm reading.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, so what's
Why?
the problem? And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So they were really upset in the comments in that video about this Latina being a Snow White. And she's supposed to be white. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, they're like Snow
Why?
White.
You
Like,
don't understand-
can't you read?
Even
And
though
it's like,
I'm like, she's white. Also,
right. Also, she literally
she
is
is
white.
white. She's-
yeah.
well,
but
and even if
people
she
are-
wasn't,
Right.
aren't we past that?
Right.
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 I was really like kind of disheartened with the way that whole rhetoric kind of divulged into just like misogyny and like just bitterness and nastiness. It started with like genuine criticism of like Rachel Zegler isn't, appreciative of this role, or it doesn't seem like that in interviews,
Right.
or she doesn't respect the original source material, which I think, there were definitely some clips that came off less flattering for her.
Right.
But that doesn't make her like this horrible, malicious person and this terrible actor who we should boycott all these films. And it so quickly went from like, hey, we should be able to, like acknowledge the problems with these past, movies that we're remaking, but still respect them. It really quickly went from that to like, Rachel Zegler is a plague to society and we should
Right.
hate her.
Right.
And she's this and she's that. And it became really personal. And I was really surprised by how quickly that happened.
Yeah. And I also think the arguments were like, because I guess they asked her in like the interviews, like, what is this Snow White about? Like, what makes it different? And, you know, her response to that was like, oh, you know, Snow White's not waiting for any man. Like, she's going out there, she's doing her thing, like all this stuff, which is what we're all like out here, like, we don't need no man. Like, that's what we're all kind of saying. And then people were like, oh, so now we can't have a soft life. Girls can't have a soft life. We have to do this and this and this. And it's like, one, I don't think she said that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of reading into what she said.
And why can't women want to find a husband?
Like, bro,
why
nobody
and I'm like,
said
nobody's
that.
saying
But also,
that.
like, let's not act like we are not all like, we don't need, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are all of a sudden, just because she said what we've all been saying, that now we're switching it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? Which I just Googled the cast because I had no idea. Gal
Gadot.
Gal Gadot is the evil queen. And when Wonder Woman came out, it was that same, like, immediate.
Yep.
Same with Brie Larson and, what is it? Was it the Fantastic Mr. Marvel?
In Captain Marvel.
In Captain
Marvel,
Marvel. Yeah,
right.
Brie Larson is that same energy.
Yeah.
It's just like a quick, it's like they do their press tour and then it's like, and we hate her.
Right. Yeah. Well, you were talking about the rising of like the stars and how we want them, like push them and everything. Like they're so amazing and young and like bright eyed and bushy tailed and we're throwing them in everything. And then you see too much of them and then all of a sudden we hate them.
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. I even on YouTube, it happened with like Emma Chamberlain. It starts with when Sydney Sweeney.
Mm-hmm.
When these stars, and it seems to really mostly happen to women, when they start, it's, oh my God, they're amazing. Put them in everything. They're fantastic. Like, I found Rachel Zegler pretty early on when, did you guys follow the whole Twitter thing when she got cast in West Side Story?
Yes.
She posted that video of her in her high school auditorium belting Shallow.
Right.
And it was unreal.
Yeah,
I mean, it was amazing.
So good.
She ended up getting cast as Maria in West Side Story. The whole internet's behind her. She's like this 17-year-old, fresh-faced girl who was plucked out of a high school, right? Like the story we can all get behind.
Yep.
And then she's in West Side Story, and she was really good.
Yep.
And then she gets cast in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and everyone's excited for that.
Yep.
And now she's in Snow White, and it's like something happens where, like you said, we see a little bit too much of someone, and it goes from we're so excited, we support this person, to like, we've now been overexposed and maybe we're kind of tired of seeing them. And now we as like the internet, I guess, are like reading into everything in a negative way to see like how we can find their downfall.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah.
And it's really gross.
It's gross and it's weird. And I'm like, when did we get here? Like, why? Like, and also, why is the turnaround like so quick?
Yeah.
Like it's all of them for like months, and then like a week happens and they say something weird or like they show up doing something, and it's like, we also found their mom and their brother and where they went to school and all these things they used to tweet, and it's like, oh my God, like
it's just like the Britney Spears effect, which like that just kind of like happened to her, where it's like we loved her and the media made us like obsessed with her, and then all of a sudden like they turned on her and like that's the sad part, and it happens to so many of these female artists and performers and stuff. And I think you're also like, even with Olivia Rodrigo, I'm like I hope that they don't start doing some stuff, because that happened to Miley Cyrus, you know. And I feel like I say this to you sometimes, I'm like, Miley Cyrus like walked so Olivia could run, because back in the day I feel like a Disney star couldn't get away with saying like bad words in their songs, even if it wasn't associated with Disney Channel. Like back in the day,
your whole brand was
when
Disney.
Miley Cyrus tried to like break off a little bit and do like a little bit 7 Things I Hate About You, and she like, I remember they were like, look at how crazy she is, she's shaking her chest and she's this
Well, it's the Lindsay Lohan effect. When Lindsay Lohan deviated from like Disney Parent Trap, all of that, they did the same thing. She came out with that album that had like the pink. It was like a black background and like the pink. It was very Mean Girls-esque.
I remember
I
it.
totally
and I still have it, and it was awesome. But it was like after that turning point, the press had nothing nice to say about her. And it's like, there's also an oversaturation right now of like Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
He's in Wonka right now.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that won't be great, but it's another life. But we're not seeing like anything about that. And he's been around the same life cycles as a lot of these other stars you guys have brought up.
Yeah. And I see a little bit of people like making fun of the intro of Willy Wonka for I'm something of an inventor, a chocolate maker. But it never goes past the like that into the like, he should die.
Right. And he should like, why he's so ungrateful. He's this is that. Like, it's literally never really getting to that point.
Yeah.
The only thing people are so interested in, it really is about like who he's dating. And then it also then just becomes more about the girl anyway.
Yeah.
ladies, let's just.
I know. What are we to do?
I wish we
There's
could
nothing
just
we
see
could do.
women succeed
I know.
and not then when they actually, we want them to succeed. And then when they get there, we're like, you're not grateful enough, or you said this wrong. And
You changed up, you switched up.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And it's crazy because there are so many people out there and celebrities out there who are doing genuinely deplorable things.
Right.
So why are we focusing on Rachel Zegler, who maybe didn't seem like she totally respected the source material of Snow White?
Right.
And also, do you totally respect the source material
Right.
of Snow
Like,
White?
why all
Is
of a
that the
sudden
hill
is
you
that
want
a
to
big...
die on? Like, what are you talking
Right.
about? Like, people were in the comments like, I'm boycotting it. Absolutely not. I will not. I'm like,
Well, that's when everybody decided they really cared about The Little Mermaid and like the logistics of it all. Same thing. It's my whole childhood, blah, blah, blah. And like saying all these facts, but also like facts about something so not real. Like
Yeah.
this doesn't exist. But you are like going so hard. Why all of a sudden do you care about this?
And The Little Mermaid was, I think, the best live action remake.
Agree.
Like, it was so good. And it's like, what is everyone so mad about? Well, that wasn't my Ariel. I have a toddler who's obsessed with Ariel, who's obsessed with The Little Mermaid. She looks at both and is like, Ariel, Ariel.
Right.
Mermaid. There's never been like a that's mermaid, that's not.
right.
But
Because
also like,
they both have fish tails. And
Right.
that's
and they're both Ariel.
and also, I'm so sorry. I don't care what was happening in your childhood. Nobody does. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything because when I was a kid, I said that's an experience for you and you
Mhm.
only, not the rest of the world.
go
Like,
back and watch the old one. No one's taking it away.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, that's the Rachel Zegler situation. I'm glad we talked about this
No,
though.
yeah.
Because it's one of those things where like it just gets so nasty so fast. And it's like, can't we just give criticism on like, and it's not that you can't critique.
Right.
Give the
right.
criticism, but don't take it to that deeply personal.
Yeah.
Right. To like
right.
canceling people. Like,
Right.
what are we doing?
I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys.
We don't need to do that.
Please.
But anyways.
Anyways, what have you guys been up to?
A whole lot. A whole lot. It's been a moment. I think I would like to start, if that's okay with everybody.
I would love that.
Please.
And I think I want to start with the most important thing and the biggest update that I have. And I just want to start with a bang. She already knows. So this is really for you and for Jessica and for y'all. I met Alicia Marie.
Oh, you did.
I did. I met her and I freaked out. Well, not in front of her, but I had
After
a
the
moment
fact.
after the fact. But I will rewind. So I went to Disneyland with my mom and my aunt and their friend. We went to California Adventure. And one of the nights before we like went to the park, we like stayed in a hotel, whatever. And we're just like having dinner, hanging out, vibing. And they're talking about things that I didn't really care about. So I was like, screen time. I'm on Instagram and I'm like in my messages and I have like a video message from Remy Ashton, but casually dismissed Remy Ashton in my DMs. And I was like, that's weird because why would she be messaging me? We don't even know each other. Like, what are we doing here? So I'm like staring at the thing, like, should I click on it? Duh. But I'm like, and I can't also like me trying to explain to my mom and she like does not understand. She doesn't know who I'm talking about. Like I was like, you are not
I know.
the target audience right now. And I need you to be
You're like,
excited.
Who's Remy Ashton? She's like,
I don't know.
Is that your friend from school?
I'm like, yep, yes, that's my
my
friend
friend.
from
Yes.
school. Yes. So I'm like, okay. So I click on the message and it's her like watching my vlogs and she's like, hey, I'm Remy. This is so weird, but like, I love the vlogs. Like, I love watching blah, blah, blah. And she's there with Ollie and they're like, talking about like, they just watch my vlogs. And I'm like, shook, obviously, because I'm like, who the fuck watches my vlogs? Like, really? Like, when you're like, yeah, I know people watch, but like, you like don't really conceptualize that people actually watch the things that you put on the internet.
Yes.
And that was like I guess they could have watched it because I do put it on the internet for everybody to watch.
right.
Whatever. So I like freaked out. I was the whole next day, I was like, wow, Remy watches my videos. That's so cool. And then the next day, Alicia messaged me and was like, watching your vlogs, love it. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm in the twilight zone, freaking out. I'm like, this is not real. But like, okay, cool. Like, I feel really jazzed about my content. Now we got to keep going.
Yeah.
And also that was when I was like kind of taking a break. I was like, well, I need to go full send ahead because
Alicia and Remy
I'm
are
like,
waiting for the upload.
literally, I'm like the literal OGs of YouTube, like vlogs are telling me that I need to be posting. So I'm like, fucking send it. Like,
said
let's go.
content, baby.
Yeah.
They literally said content, baby, content.
Did that just feel like super validating?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I'm doing something that like not only people like, but people that I watch like.
Yeah. And then just so random. Like, it was just so, I watch their content and consume their content as a viewer. I've never spoken to them. Like, in the message Remy sent me, and then I looked and there was like a message from like 4 years ago that I had like sent her, and I was like, that's embarrassing.
I love that.
But like, I'm like a fan, and so for them to be like, I'm a fan of you, I'm like, that's so weird. Like, I'm not real. I'm not a real person. Like, you're not a fan of me. I'm not real. Like, you're real though. So that was great. And then so they followed me on Instagram, which was cracked. And then Ollie followed me, and then we got to messaging and everything. And then he was like, hey, like, I know you're in LA. I'm like hosting this event. Like, you should come. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, okay, yeah, like, let's go. And I was like seeing P, and I was like, well, we need to go to this event. So we need to figure it out, get it together. And so we had a sleepover. We got dressed. We went down to the event, and we're like getting out of the Uber. And we were like, oh, we know that like this is where the influencers are because the cars were beautiful. We were in like such a beautiful space. I was like, I think we're definitely in the right spot. We're getting out of the car. We're trying to figure out where to go. And we like look over, and I see Alicia Marie, but like I wasn't really registering that it was her. Like, I saw a person and I was like, yeah, but I wasn't like, that's Alicia Marie. And then she like said something to me and was like walking over to me, and I was like, holy shit. I literally was like, what the fuck? Like, that's what I said, looking right in her face. And like, that's what I said.
Actually, it was more like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That is what came out of her
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah. I just like couldn't believe my eye. Like, I was so not expecting to even see her there. Like, I was like, I know that we're going there and we're going to meet Ollie, and like, it's going to be cool. And also, this is when like Remy had a concussion from like all the paint cans falling on her or whatever. So I was like, I knew she wasn't going to be there. But like, I just was not, that was just not in my head that was going to happen. And so we like hugged, and she was like, I'm so weird. Like, oh my God, like, hi, I'm Vic. And I was like, this is like the weirdest experience I've ever had in my life. And so whatever, we were like, okay, well, great to meet you, whatever. She left. Paloma and I were like, I was like, what just happened?
As I was hugging her, I was just like, what is going on? Like, we were in the middle of the street.
We were in the middle
of the street. We had just gotten out of the Uber.
Yeah. And she like walked up to us, and we were like,
And you screamed, what the fuck?
and I screamed, what the fuck, in her face.
Yeah. And then she was just like slowly walking towards us. And I'm like,
oh,
that's Alicia.
We're like gonna talk.
Like, she's walking
towards us. Like, we're gonna like have a chat. And then I was like, don't be fucking weird. Like, don't mess us up. Like, just be a regular.
What?
And then I screamed, what the fuck, in her face. So
it was good. It was definitely the energy necessary, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's
that
real
was,
life. That's me.
That was so real. Yeah.
And then we like right before, because we didn't even go into the event yet. Like, we were just in the street. And so we were like, let's take a moment. We can't talk about this right now because we need to like be real people. But like, we just like met Alicia Marie.
Adrenaline was like 110.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And you didn't meet her as a fan. You met her as like a mutual friend.
Yeah. And so that's also why I think I wasn't like losing my mind, because I think that's why I wasn't like actually like throwing myself on the ground, like freaking out, because we did have an interaction. We did speak to each other, like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like in the DMs or whatever. But that was crazy. I was like, wow, well, I can go home. We don't even need to go. I was like, Ollie, love you, but I got like that, whatever. So we went to the event, and it was great. We met Ollie, and he's so nice, like so cute, just great. We met TK, she was there. It was just like, it was a really cool event. And I was like, wow, like this is like, I'm trying to do more of this. Like, this is definitely what it was giving. And I thank God Paloma was there, because I was like, to meet Alicia Marie by myself and then like literally have to just like be at this event and like freak out by myself was not it. But yeah, that's like, I like called my mom after, and I was like, I know you don't know, but like, just understand that this is a really big deal. And she was like, well, I love it for you, honey. And I was like, great.
Me trying to explain it to my mom, I was like, okay, YouTube royalty. And she was like,
right.
Got it.
School Leisha, mom.
Yeah.
School Leisha.
Yeah. I'm like, and she's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was like the biggest update, biggest moment since seeing you last. That happened. So
yeah, that was
I'm so happy for you. That's so validating. That's so fun and special. And that feeling of kind of like, oh, I made it, and I'm like part of the creator community, to meet people who you watch and who you grew up watching, and to have like an experience that isn't like, oh, I'm meeting you as a fan.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like I'm not going to like a meet and greet.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, or like I'm going to like a live show or something. It's like I saw you in a mutual setting where like you were invited and I was invited and I'm meeting you here. So it was cool. And I was like definitely giving me like glimpse into the future vibes. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna run into her somewhere else because I just get invited to things now. Manifestation. Like that's what it was really giving. I was like, okay, that's like a confirmation from the universe that I'm definitely doing the right thing and I'm on the right track, like for sure.
You are. And you've been killing the vlogs lately.
Thank you so much.
I was just watching one this morning while I was getting ready.
Well, thank you.
I don't miss a vlog.
Period.
I don't. And I don't for both of you guys.
Yeah, period. Love that. She's a fan.
Notifications on. Yeah, I'm the fan.
But
I know. That was honestly so great to like see Riayn, just like because I know how much it meant to her. And I was just like, I truly like felt moments of like just like watching Riayn. Like I was like stopping and just like watching her. And I was like, oh my God, like I know this means so much to her. And like it was just so amazing to witness and to see the recognition finally. I'm not going to cry. But I literally told her, I was like, I'm so proud of you. And I hope that this is like the reminder that you always need because you are amazing.
Yeah, and that you're on the right track and that you're creating content that's really freaking good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was like, bro, teenage me would be losing her to know. Not that I just like casually stumbled upon Alicia Marie. I called my sister. Bro, she was freaking out because we watched all of like the roommate wars and stuff that she did over quarantine. Because what were we doing? Nothing. So that's what we were watching. And I was like, girl, you will never believe. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. She was like, oh, what, are you going to be on one of her vlogs? Is she going to be? I was like, all right, slow down. Reel it in. But yeah.
I love that.
And thank you for watching 20 Whatever. We're done.
I'm just so glad that like that happened to you. And like that's so validating and encouraging. And I mean, that's like one of the really cool things about like creating content, especially being in LA, is like to meet other creators and like form genuine friendships and like connections and go to events and to have something like that happen and have someone that you've watched for so long be so nice and friendly.
Yeah.
Because I had that same experience when I met with Remy and Alicia a while ago when I was first kind of growing. And I was just like, they were so nice.
Yeah.
And so encouraging and so like giving me advice on the creator community. And, you know, everyone has bad stories about meeting, you know, internet influencers. And I feel like people mostly focus on the bad, but there are so many creators and creators who are big and have been big for a long time who are just great people and so nice. And I'm so glad you got to have that experience.
It was really great. We talked about that too. We were like, wow, that was so like genuine and like real nice. Like obviously like being fake nice is good because, you know, if you can, great. But like you could feel the genuineness.
Yeah.
And yeah. So Remy, Alicia, if you're watching, I love you.
We love you.
I know.
It's also great to see people who are genuine and nice and talented succeed.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's and then when you meet someone who you think is that way and then they really are that way. And then every time you watch them, you're like,
I'm rooting for you, girl. Yeah. Totally.
I know every time I see like either of them post now, I'm like, yeah, come on.
I know.
Look
Like,
at Remy.
Yeah, I'm like double make sure I'm liking everything.
Yeah, post those vlogs all week. Go.
I know. Literally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that happened.
That happened.
Anything else new with you past couple weeks?
No, not really. I mean, regular stuff.
You're like, nothing like that.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing that happened. I'm like, nothing else compares. So,
I know, yeah.
No, not really. Regular life. What about you?
Okay, so I went on a family vacation. That was great. I like actually didn't work at all.
Oh, you were offline. Is that when you were offline, right?
Left my work phone at home.
Oh. Wow.
Which was awesome.
Did you feel naked?
No, it felt amazing. Well, yes, but in the best way.
Right.
It didn't feel naked.
It felt freeing.
It didn't feel naked like I'm exposed or uncomfortable. It felt naked like I'm naked.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Free the nibs.
Yeah. It was awesome. But it did take me a little while to like, I don't know, get comfortable like seeing my face on camera again.
Oh, right.
Like I came home and kind of expected to like jump right back into things. And I did with like computer work. But then like I tried to like take a selfie to post just to be like on my story, like I'm back. And I was like, that's weird.
Right.
Like,
do I look like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
and interesting.
And like talking to the vlog again, I was like, oh, where are my words? I'm like narrating my day. I don't know. But I feel like now I'm kind of back into it. And honestly, that's good.
Yeah.
Because like what we do isn't normal.
Right.
And it's good to be reminded of that.
And that's why when we sit down, we're like,
We're
what are we saying again?
Who am I? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that was great. And then we came back and my brother got married.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Congrats to the
Thank
brother.
you.
I know.
I'm so excited. I'm going to say thank you like it's me. But
I mean, well,
I am excited
in
because
association.
not only do I get a new sister-in-law in Bethany, who is a lovely, amazing person. And like, I'm just so happy for them. And my little brother looked so happy the whole day. Like, he's always a happy guy, but like, I've just never seen someone just look so, like, he just was staring at her the whole day with this like giant smile. He like was crying and just so, it was beautiful. So happy for them.
Oh my God.
He's over the moon. Not only do I get Bethany, I get Jaden. Jaden came up to me at the end of the wedding. She was like crying. She's like, my sister.
She's been waiting for that one.
Yeah. So it was great. It was a beautiful wedding. It was wonderful. Grace was the flower girl, and she just loved being around everyone. And Bethany and Grace have like a really special bond. And, you know, I never want to like impose like my child on anyone, especially like on her wedding day.
Right.
But like she was like, can I take photos with Grace? Like, can I hold Grace's hand? Like on her wedding day, like wanted to sit down and like have Grace on her lap while she was like getting her makeup done and stuff. Like,
cute.
Just
That's
so
very
sweet.
That's very sweet.
The pictures of you guys in the like getting ready area were so cute, and Grace was just like vibing. I was like, she's living right
Were those
now.
the ones on my mom's Facebook?
I saw on Facebook. I did. But it was so cute. And you guys wearing like your matching, what are they called? Robes?
Yes.
Yes, matching robes. So cute.
So
Love to see
sweet. It was really wonderful. And then me and Steven's anniversary is the day after my brother's wedding. So my brother got married on the 10th because that was just like, they had like a shorter engagement. That was the day that worked best. And it was so funny. They like asked us for permission as if like, I'm going to say no. Like,
Right.
like, how dare you?
Have it like a day ahead of us.
Of course not.
Right.
But yeah, so my brother, but I kind of think it's fun that like his is the 10th, ours is the 11th.
Right.
Aww.
So much love.
Yeah.
So back to back.
Yep, back to back. So then Steven and I went up to LA for the Noah Kahan concert,
Right.
which was phenomenal. He's amazing. He's like, to me, like male Taylor Swift. Like, of course, no one can compare to Taylor Swift.
We would never
Don't
ask
even
that.
try.
Right. No, never.
But, and Noah wouldn't try because he's a Swiftie.
Right. Right.
So,
he knows
like,
his place.
Yes, he knows his place. But like as close as you can get, just amazing songwriter, amazing performer, down to earth. I just loved him. Amazing concert. Steven and I had an amazing time.
Where was the concert?
In LA. It was at the Greek.
I love the Greek.
Yeah. And that was my first time seeing a concert there and I loved it.
It's so fun, huh?
Yeah.
Like the vibes are like really nice.
Great vibes. It's like not like a small venue, but it feels somewhat small.
Mhm.
You
Like
know?
intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was amazing. It was really fun. And then I feel like, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about on the podcast. So when I came back, then I was filming for a Schultzzie channel video that actually Riayn was going to be in. It was letting AI control our life for a day, but you've been dealing with some house stuff.
I had rats, okay? I had rats in my house. And I couldn't film the video. So that we're leaving it at that because we can't talk about the rats, but I had rats. Anyways.
So it's just, the video's going to be great, but it's just me, Rachel. Oh, that's the other thing. This is the story that I was like, I want to talk about this on the podcast because I cannot include this whole thing in the main channel video, but like it was bonkers. So the week after that, I come home and I'm filming for this Schultzzie channel video where AI is controlling my life for a day. So it's like the Snapchat AI bot. So I'm like, you know, asking it questions like, what is a fun thing for a woman in her 20s to do in San Diego? And one of the things it recommended was to go on a snorkel tour. And when I looked up the snorkel tour company they recommended, they had a leopard shark tour that day, which was one of the things on my bucket list from our summer bucket list episode.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you were like,
yes. So I was going to go
Send
on
it.
a bike ride because that was one of the other things that it recommended. I'm like, cool, fun, easy.
Right.
I went to bike. And then I saw leopard sharks and I was like,
right.
I'm in.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Right up your alley.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And of course she's like, yeah, let me just do this.
Either that or go on a bike.
Which would Sierra choose?
Leopard sharks or go on a bike? Which one?
Which one would Sierra rather do?
choose?
Yeah.
that is very me.
Right.
It's on brand. So I book this tour. I get a discount because it's the day of. I'm excited. I show up and they give you your gear. I'm all suited up. I'm so excited. I like go out to the beach where they tell us to wait. And there's like this big tent where, because there was a bunch of tours, you know, like snorkel tours and surfing tours and kayak tours in La Jolla. So I'm waiting. time for our tour comes and goes. I've like checked in with the people. They're like, yeah, wait over here. It's now like 10 minutes passed, 15 minutes passed. So that at this point, I'm kind of like lurking around where like the employees are to be like,
what's going on?
I want to make sure I don't miss it.
Right.
So this other guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, like he kind of sees me like lurking around and he's like, are you doing the leopard shark tour? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, they told me there's only one other person, so that must be you. And I'm like, oh, it's just the two of us. Like, how cool. We're basically getting a private tour.
Right.
Super nice guy. He's from Denver. And he's like, yeah, like this has been like my dream to do this. And my wife just got a tattoo, so she can't do it. So like we came all the way out here and I'm doing it by myself. And like, I'm so excited. And so me and Denver guy are like broing out. We're so excited.
She's like, this is on my bucket list.
Yeah. We're so excited. The guide comes out. He's like, what? But you know, it's especially in San Diego, like, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So he comes out, and this guy is, and I say this so lovingly because he reminded me of my little brother, Austin. He is the pinnacle surfer bro. Sup, guys? Welcome to Leopard Shark Tours.
Yeah.
Hope you got your sunscreen, your snorkels, because we're going to go out there and have a killer time, bros.
That's so good.
She's doing
That's
it so
great
well. Like,
impression.
It's
over
giving
here.
Crush from
It was giving, he was giving crush.
Gosh.
And again, anything I'm about to say about this tour guide is with love.
It's
because,
giving respectfully.
yes,
Yeah.
this would be my little brother. And also, any of the issues I'm about to say really were more about the company than this sweet, lovely surfer bro who's probably like barely an adult.
Right.
I totally know the vibes because I've taken like kayak tours out there like near La Jolla,
Right.
and it's always just like, hey guys, so are we ready? We all here? All right. Do we know how to swim? Okay, let's go. And
That's
like,
it.
that's it. And you're like, all right, well, I hope we're ready. Yeah, it's so much like that.
So that's exactly it. He starts walking us out to the spot where we're going to walk in and you know, snorkel with the leopard sharks. And he's giving us the instructions. And on the website, it said it was an hour tour with a guide, with no snorkel experience necessary. There'll be like a snorkel lesson at the beginning, which I didn't need because I've done, you know, a lot of snorkeling growing up in San Diego. But you know, I didn't know if the other guy needed it. So we're walking out. And Surfer Bro is like, so you guys like snorkeled before? You guys swim a lot? I was like, yeah, like I've snorkeled before, not for a little while, but I swim in the ocean all the time. I'm really comfortable with it. And Denver guy is like, yeah, like I swim in the pool like twice a week. I'm super comfortable. And I'm starting to think, oh, I hope this guy is okay because ocean swimming, so different than pool swimming.
Right.
But it's not super choppy out there. We're probably going to be okay.
Right.
So Surfer Bro is like, awesome, we'll skip the lesson then and just dive on out there with the sharks. Now, they actually don't let us be out there with you for more than 20 minutes, but you get to keep the gear for like an hour. You can stay out as long as you want. So I'm going to walk you out there, show you where the sharks are, and then I'm going to dip back in. And I'm like, first of all, 20 minutes, we're already 20 minutes into this tour.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So he walks us out there. Denver guy immediately starts like taking on water. He doesn't know how to snorkel. The waves are coming. He's getting water in his snorkel.
No.
This poor man is like waterboarding himself.
Oh my God.
And this snorkel guide is about to abandon us out there.
Right.
And I'm like so worried for this guy.
Right.
Sierra's about to fucking lifeguard and save this guy's ass.
Yeah.
So Surfer Bro is like, we swim out there past the break a little bit. Denver guy starts like, you know, getting his bearings a little bit because we're past the break. Surfer Bro's like, all right, the leopard sharks usually like to hang out in the sand. So if you want to see some, hang out near the sand. Or if you want to dip on over to the kelp beds, you might see some cool fish over there. All right, stay safe. See you guys back there. And leaves.
It's to stay safe. All right, good luck, bitches.
That's
what it was.
So then I'm out there alone with poor, sweet Denver guy who just wants to see some leopard sharks.
Right.
And I'm trying to like stay somewhat near him because like, first of all, like
You have no one else.
I don't want you to die.
Right.
And second of all, like we bonded.
Oh,
yes.
You know, we're
Yes.
doing this tour together. So we're staying together for a little while. We're not seeing any leopard sharks. I, you know, have my head down for a little while. I'm going through some of the kelp beds and I am seeing some fish. I come up. Denver guy's nowhere to be found.
Stop.
No, can't see him.
Stop.
I'm like, do I go in?
Right.
What do I do?
Right.
I'm like, okay, if I'm not seeing him out here, he probably went in. He's probably okay. I'm going to stay out here for a while longer and try to see some leopard sharks. But
Right.
I'm like, I'm concerned for him,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So I'm now swimming around. I'm having a good time. You know, I'm just enjoying being out there. I love being in the ocean. And I do end up seeing a leopard shark, which is really
love
cool.
that.
Yay.
Yeah, it was kind of murky that day, so it wasn't super clear, but I saw it and I got a little clip of it for the video.
Was it big?
Nice.
It was pretty big.
Like
Yeah.
like scary big?
No, and they don't have teeth.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. They're
Oh.
totally harmless.
So
Okay,
it's
cool.
a fish.
it's essentially a fish.
Hey,
Okay.
you said it like it's just a
A
fish.
big- a big pretty
Ugh.
fish.
You know, it's not, but you know, it's not, don't got teeth, not going to bite your legs off.
Yeah. No, fair.
Right.
And they come up close-ish to shore, like where I was at this time of year, to lay their eggs, which is kind of cool. So it's
okay,
probably
okay.
one of the females laying eggs, which I was like, that's really,
Yeah.
bucket list. Always wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm having a good time. I saw my leopard shark. I'm about to go in. It's been about an hour. And then I wanted to get like a clip for the montage of like my fins, you know, flipping in the water. I had my
Right.
phone in like one of those like waterproof bags because I
Mhm.
didn't think I was going in. I didn't bring like the GoPro.
Right.
So I just bought one of those and I'm like kind of contorting myself like this, like trying to get the clip. And my calf cramps like
Stop.
seizes up. So I'm like floating out there in the ocean, like waiting for this calf cramp to go away.
Oh my God.
Do you have like a vest or anything on?
No, I'm just swimming, but I'm pretty comfortable.
Listen,
Right,
the
right.
guy said, the surfer guy said, stay safe. That was all he could do.
and I had to listen, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting out there, calf cramp seizing up. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm going in. I saw the leopard shark. I come in, I walk back to the tent area, and I see, thank God, Denver boy.
Oh, good.
Denver
good,
man,
good.
he was alive, but he looked like he had just come back from war.
No.
Right.
This man was like just white in the face, red in the body.
Oh my God.
Looked just like, I mean, he looked like he had been taken on salt water for 30 minutes, which I think is
is what
what
happened.
happened. So I walk up to him, I'm like, hey, how'd it go? And he's like, this is terrible. He's like, this is such a tourist trap. And I feel like I, was conned and they were supposed to stay out there with us for an hour. And that guy was maybe out there with us for 10 minutes. And he's like,
oh my
and I
God.
didn't even see a leopard shark. And he's so
Oh my
upset.
God.
So upset. And I'm like,
Poor guy.
just, talking to him, trying to cheer him up.
You're like, well, I saw
I
a
saw
leopard
one.
shark.
You're like, you want to see my video? Sierra's like, okay,
Yeah.
check this out.
So that
That's
was my
so
leopard
funny.
shark experience. And I did feel like a little conned out of my money, but also I didn't pay as much as him. And I didn't come out from Denver with this being like a
Right.
bucket list thing to do.
Yeah.
Also, you don't need a tour to go out and swim with the leopard sharks in La Jolla. You can just bring a
Go.
snorkel and go. And that's
Mm.
essential. I thought we were going to get some special experience with our guide.
But also,
He
that
just led
man,
you to the sharks.
That man should have said, I need a snorkel lesson.
Yeah.
And he should have been like, I need you to teach me.
Mhm.
He was kind of broing out with the instructor.
Yeah, and he's like,
Oh.
oh, I'm good.
And-
I'm
and
chill.
And you
know?
didn't need it, a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was hoping you'd be like,
So-
can you go over the rules?
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff?
Yeah,
and
so
he's
that
like,
he didn't have to ask.
he's like, damn,
Yeah.
she knows what she's
She knows
doing.
what she's doing,
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's so funny.
that was an interesting experience. I wanted to talk about like I after that I was like, that was bananas. Like I want to talk about all of this in the video, but like this video is already long. I can't just take like
Right.
an 8-minute detour to talk about like Surfer Bro and Denver Boy.
Right.
But
And my
so-
calf cramp.
Yeah. But so vital and important to the story. So I'm
Yes.
glad that you
so
did
I was
get
like, I gotta bring it to the podcast.
I know,
Right.
I know.
God. That's like more interesting than the actual shark.
I know.
Itself,
Than
like the whole
than the leopard
experience.
shark.
Yeah.
Don't pay for the leopard shark snorkel tour. Just go by yourself.
Just go by yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you need snorkeling instructions.
Well, you're not gonna get it anyways.
Okay, see? So you might as well go in, free ball it.
Maybe Google it.
Yeah. Watch a
Oh my
YouTube video.
Gosh.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. But the AI video was really fun.
Good.
And,
good.
and swimming out there with the leopard sharks was really leopard shark
Oh,
singular.
shark. Right.
Was
One.
really fun. Yeah.
And a check off your bucket list.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I,
I
want to
love
go again and not pay money for it.
Right.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, and not have to be worried about whether or not Denver Boy is above
Alive.
or underwater. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Poor thing. Went back to his wife and was like, honey,
Baby,
I didn't see the sharks. It's giving like, Mom, I flew up. He's like,
Yes.
baby, I didn't see the sharks because they took my money
There's
and let me
nothing
drown.
like a man like in
In
when they're just in
shambles.
shambles and
Yeah.
they're just like,
Yeah.
The sight of him when I walked back up to
Oh,
like the
defeat.
tent on the beach and he was just sitting there like slumped against the
No.
seawall. Like
Defeated.
defeated.
poor
Poor
man.
thing.
Poor guy.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well.
we got to kick it to Paloma.
I know. I
Paloma.
know.
What's the tea?
What's the tea?
Let me give you the tea. And I'm going to it's really wholesome content. That
Oh,
is
okay, we love
that
that.
is how my summer is wrapping up. It has been so much visiting people now that I'm settled into my home and everything's
Right.
sorted out. We can be like, all right, family and friends, come visit us. So we had Riayn, my boyfriend's mom, come visit from Hawaii. So she came
Love
to
that.
visit, saw our new home. We got to take her to like an Angels game and took her to downtown Disney, which by the way, that is like a little hack because like moms sometimes are just there for like the little tchotchkes in the stores and like the eating and
Right.
the drinks. They're not really there for the rides. That's her tea. So like Disney, that was like a Disneyland day, but without like the standing in the line for the rides that she wasn't going to ride anyways.
Right.
So she was like, oh, this is like so fun. And I took her to the beignets, the
right. It's
pickle.
enough Disney to be like, we did Disney, but we're not actually like
she got Disney
doing it.
merch to
Right.
go send it back to the family in Japan. Like we got
Right.
the Disney stuff. And then from there we went like to the Angels game because it was so fast, which funny enough, Riayn was actually at Disneyland and at the downtown Disney with
the
her.
same day.
And we had no
And we
idea.
didn't even know.
Didn't
my
know.
God.
Had
Like,
no idea.
Yeah. We had no idea that we took pictures at the same spot. Literally at the
There's
same
a statue
spot.
with Mickey Mouse in downtown Disney for
Yep.
like the 50th or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And she sent me a photo of her mom and like everyone together.
Yep.
And I was like, that's the photo. We were there. And I was like, that was yesterday. She's like,
I was like, yeah, I was there
yesterday.
yesterday.
Can you imagine if you guys ran into each other?
It would have
there?
been insane.
It would have been crazy.
and we probably at least walked by each other like once.
Had
We
to.
had to, because also downtown Disney's not humongous.
At the same time.
I know we were there at the
So
same
weird.
time. So weird. Anyway,
Anyways, all to say, that was the first time that I had seen like the Jazz Kitchen since like the revamp. And it's like newer, but it's like kind of like TBT, you guys, because you know how like downtown Disney used to look at like back in the day, like very much more like Disney,
Mhm.
like the jazz like sounds and
it
like
looks just old, like older
yeah,
vibes.
that like older downtown Disney feel, and it looks just so much more revamped, which like love, but like that beignets, the Jazz Kitchen was much more like whoa, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, so but cool. And I also tried the corn dog that you dip in peanut butter, and
the pickle,
the
right?
pickle. Okay, so it's like a pickle, and it's like deep fried,
like a corn dog?
like a corn dog, and then you dip it in peanut butter, and like that's the tea.
Is there a dog in the pickle?
The pickle's the dog, right?
oh, or is it the dog and pickle?
Is it dog, pickle, breading, peanut butter, or is it pickle, breading,
Peanut butter.
Let me pull it up because I can't even remember right now because I think there might be a dog stuffed into the pickle.
This is like the Disney version of a turducken.
Okay, so I got the image just to describe it. You have the hot dog stuffed into a pickle and then it's deep fried over. So when I
Okay.
ordered it, they were like, you actually have to wait because like we'd be making them fresh and all that stuff. And I was
right.
like, ooh,
we're
okay.
shoving dogs into pickles. So
And
you need
pickles
to-
into corn dog and corn dog into peanut butter.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got my little paper and I had to wait like 20, 25 minutes and stuff. So we went to look at other stuff in the meantime. And then I like got it. And then I remember like wanting to taste it without the peanut butter first just to see what it was. And I remember biting into it and it was like really, really warm, which is nice for a corn dog, but I don't know that I wanted my pickle warm. And that was like,
Right.
it was like warm juice.
yeah.
Biting into it, and then I dipped it into the peanut butter, and I was like, "It's getting worse." And I really
No.
wanted to like it, like I
Right.
really want. And the breading was good, but I ended up just like eating the breading and the peanut butter because that I don't want my pickle hot. Like that was just
That's why I don't like pickles on my burgers. I'm like, I don't want
Yeah,
hot
I don't-
pickles. Like I
yeah.
just am not.
It can be a spicy, like hot as in spicy.
Yeah.
It's
right,
like a hot
but
pickle
like
that way.
warm.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and I think it would have been like nicer if it would have not just been so hot. So maybe I should have waited for it to cool down.
Oh well,
but I did it.
potentially.
But if
So-
that's how they serve it,
Right,
that's how
that's
it's meant.
right,
Yep.
right.
Don't blame
Tea.
yourself about the hot pickle, Pete.
Right.
Thank you for that. I needed that. So just lots of family stuff like that. And she visited. And then the weekend following, my parents came up from San Diego to see my home.
Right.
So
So
it was like
fun.
action packed of family time. So like we just did like rooftops and did family stuff like going to Dave and Buster's and just fun stuff like
Fun.
that. So just really wholesome and just like enjoying quality time. And oh, actually, I forgot. I went to the Drake concert.
Oh my god.
It just like dawned on me. I didn't even
No.
add that on my notes.
Right.
But it was like let me start. I got these tickets for Riayn for his birthday a long time ago. But like when you buy birthday tickets, I feel like you forget about the event until like it comes, and I'm like, oh
Right.
my god, we're going to Drake in like 2 weeks.
Right.
it.
Right.
So we went to Drake and it was like so awesome and he had a really good time. So it was a great birthday. I did a good job, you guys.
Yeah.
Good girlfriend point.
Good girlfriend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you. Thank
girlfriend.
you.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was so jealous. I was like, the day of, I was like, I hope you guys are getting so lit right now. I wish I was there. Like, I want to sneak in. Just bring me into the clear plastic bag. Like, please. I want to go so bad.
Which, by the way, they were so strict about the bags. I saw so many girls getting like turned away and stuff like that. They were like, nope, no, it doesn't meet it, doesn't meet it. And I was like, so glad that I didn't bring anything because I was like, I have been like,
No,
I just don't want to take it.
Throw your whole bag away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that sucks. So, and which, by the way, also Downtown Disney is getting pretty tight with their security. I got like searched to go into Downtown Disney, and that's never happened to me before.
We talked about that with my mom too. We were like, oh, like obviously you got to go through the whole 9 to get into Disney, but we thought you could just walk in because before you could just walk in, and it wasn't a part of the park.
A couple years ago, they moved the security used to be like after Downtown Disney, right before the parks, and they moved the security to before Downtown Disney, or if you're parking for the parks, like at the parking structure.
Yep.
So when you're in Downtown Disney, you've already been like searched and everything.
Yeah.
I wish I get like,
Which fair.
that makes sense. Yeah, like that
Lots
definitely.
of children, lots of
And that makes sense because then it also I feel like doesn't hold up like the actual like ticket line situation. Like you're already in, like get in line to go into the parks and like do your thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's it?
Yeah.
Family and Drake?
Yeah.
Good, that's a good combo. And pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it for me, you guys. Honestly, it's been very chill and I'm just, doing lots of getting back into the vlogging. So so you'll be seeing some stuff. I did shoot something the day after the Drake concert, so we'll
hold on that.
We'll hold on that, but there's content coming, so lots of working on that kind of stuff.
Good.
Do you feel like now you've gotten settled in your new house? Because I know last time we talked, you were like, I have been thrown into the depths of adulting.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like my house is settled and I'm so comfortable in it. And now, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. It slipped my mind that I also applied to adopt a dog. And so I sent in the footage because I started the process and I had to submit these applications and they were like, okay, great. And then I told them some of the pups I liked. And then they're like, okay, great. You need to send a footage of your backyard to ensure all the safety. So I've sent in videos and we're waiting back to hear. So we're in the process of potentially adopting a fur baby. So I know it's finally happening and it's a long time coming and I'm just so excited to have a fur baby. I'm ready and it's so weird. How did I don't know.
How'd you get here? I would like to know that she did wait until we weren't living together to decide that she was
Rude.
ready, but whatever. And I'm like, you think you got ready, me, girl? I'm gonna be over twice as much now. Good luck to you.
I know, which I'm so glad because then she can be the auntie, the fond auntie that always takes care of the pupperino and the dog loves you.
And gives treats and
I know.
cuddles
It'll say
and-
auntie and be like, oh my God, am I getting a new toy? Am I getting a treat? Every time I see her, she gives me something new.
Yeah. How fun.
What kind of dogs did you mark that you're interested in?
So I am looking at a smaller pup. I need her to be able to travel with me, hopefully, is what the goal is. And so I'm looking into dachshunds, corgis, chihuahuas, anything just of that nature. But I think that my heart is pretty set on a dachshund. I've just always wanted a wiener dog.
They're
and
so cute.
I just have so many ideas. If I got one, imagine naming it Chili Dog or something stupid like that.
Right.
I know. So I just think it's got to be something like that. And then or corgi and be Butters.
Right.
Biscuitos.
Right. Yes, of course.
Get 2 biscuit and gravy.
Oh, wait. Loaf. Loafy. Okay.
I love pet names.
Me too.
Because there's no rules.
Right.
If you have a human, you can't name them
you can't name it
pretzel.
Butters. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't name the kid Butters.
Yeah.
We just can't do that.
You can't.
But nobody's batting an eye at a dog named Butters. But also people are batting an eye at dogs named John.
Yeah.
You're like, this is not a human. Let's give it something.
But I do like when people give them human names that are super sophisticated.
Cornelius.
Yes, exactly. If I'm getting something this is Sir Cornelius, I'm
right.
Period.
That dog owns a ranch and also wears a bow tie.
And has a British accent.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys ever see I get these on TikTok all the time. It's vets talking about their favorite names of dogs that come in.
Yes.
So funny.
I love also the dog groomer ones too.
Oh, yes.
So funny.
I eat that content up. They're like, oh my God, this is Fifi and she has problems. I'm like, I love it. I'm eating it up. I love it. So good. So, yes, a fur baby is on the way. Hopefully the stork will deliver her soon.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should throw you a dog baby shower.
Oh my God, we totally should.
Yeah, when it's time. Yeah.
puppy pads and like food and toys.
Right.
Please.
Right.
And I kind of want to use that session as like a brainstorming session. Like maybe that's what we'll do.
Like once you see the dog, you're like, okay, what do you look like? You
know.
look like a this.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think they do look like something. Once you know, you're like, I know who you are.
We should be so annoying with it too and make it like a true like baby shower.
Yeah,
like
we should
play games.
do a gender reveal.
Gender reveal. Oh my God. Yes.
We should do a gender reveal.
We have to.
And just be super annoying about it.
That could
I
be
like
the
it.
first party you host at your new place.
Yes. Come
I
to my
like
gender
this.
reveal baby naming session.
My dog.
The dog comes out. It's like wearing a shirt. There's like a video going around right now where it's like the gender reveal is like a dog wearing like the shirt, and so like they open the door and the dog comes out and everyone's like, ah, and the dog like looks all scared.
Yeah, because they're screaming at it.
Because they're revealing and he's being screamed at. So I'm like, imagine we like the dog comes out and everyone's like, oh my God, we're like, holy shit, what are all these people doing here?
Right. Yes.
This is my house.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God. Can't wait.
You guys
I
should
know.
comment below what P should name her dog.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to hear.
Yes.
Accepting all submissions.
Yes.
Please, your best doggo names below.
Well, anything else interesting you guys want to sprinkle in at the end here? Jess, any exciting things?
I know.
I think the next catch-up episode we have will be Renee Rapp, won't it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Oh, yes. We are going to see Renee Rapp.
Yeah, Paloma had a great idea. Now we're all going to go see it.
Yep. And have a great little girls' night.
Yeah.
And you know what else that will be? Halloween episodes.
Oh my God, it's finally here.
Tonight, we are having a sleepover and we are pitching each other ideas for our 2023 Halloween costumes. Mine are unhinged. I'm sure yours match the energy.
Oh, definitely.
We made PowerPoint presentations.
Yes.
I think we're going to make a TikTok of it, so you'll see it.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. But also, we will see this before we film some of them. So you can also leave some of your Halloween costume ideas down below as well.
Yes.
Because we will see them and take them into consideration.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.